Hi there. Today is a very special day in the lives of a lot of people because it is Valentine's Day, but it's also a really big day in business because over $500 million will be spent today on gifts and cards and flowers and all the rest of it. And I'm here at my local florist, Sunbury Florist, and who do an awesome job. And so it's a great platform to actually have a look at business and romance and love, or whatever you want to call it, in business today. Gary Chapman is a guy who wrote a book called The 5 Love Languages. Now that is typically for our personal relationships, but it can cross over to business. So I want to share with you those 5 love languages, because if you speak one language and I speak another, then we're never going to communicate effectively. So we need to identify these 5 languages when it comes to our potential buyers. So what are those 5 love languages? So the first one is quality time. So we always like to spend quality time with those that we love. So if we think about it from a buyer's perspective, they are going to look at salespeople coming in and they're going to be able to identify whether or not that salesperson has prepared well, whether they've done their research, whether they're actually on time. And what you want is you want your buyer for you to walk away and for that buyer to say, wow, I really enjoyed that conversation. So number 1 is quality time. Number 2 is acts of service. Now in my household, if I bring the rubbish bins in, my husband is around. So acts of service can be little things. They don't have to be big things. But if you are going to go the extra mile over and above what you normally do to help your client, then they're going to appreciate that. It could be admin based, it could be delivery based, it could be just helping with a problem. But the key there is not to spend too much time becoming a problem solver. So that is acts of service. The third one is gifts. Now, usually when we think of gifts, we think of buying, this is getting quite heavy, we tend to think of buying, elaborate gifts or expensive gifts. You don't have to actually buy gifts. When we look at giving value to our clients by looking at the love language of gifts, it could be anything. It could be an invitation to a breakfast. It could be a newsletter. It could be giving some information or a white paper. So you don't, in a lot of cases actually they're not allowed to accept gifts, purchase gifts. So it could be just those little things. The fourth one is that of words of affirmation. So all of us ladies love to be told that we look lovely and all of those nice things, but in the business world, what does that translate to? So words of affirmation can be validation, could be us validating our buyers, it could be compliments, but they've got to be genuine. And of course, a thank you is something that is just quite simple. So once again, it's showing people that you truly care. And then the 5th love language is that of touch. Now in this political correct Me Too environment, we're not going to go anywhere near that. So the important thing there is maybe to make sure that your handshakes aren't fierce grips or they're not fishy, wet handshakes. But I think what would be awesome there is to change the love language of touch to touch points. And how many times do you keep in touch with your buyer or your prospect or your client? So on that note, I think the biggest gift I can give you today is to look at this guy and for you to repeat these words to yourself. So the important thing is for each of us to look after ourselves on a day like today. So on that note, happy Valentine's Day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.